All right, guys, coming to you live. Obviously, we all just heard the news. Paul George got traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Victor Oladipo and Sabonis. And I'm really baffled, number one, by this trade. I also think that it's bad for the league and, more importantly, bad for the Eastern Conference. Anyone that watches the NBA knows that the Eastern Conference has been a joke for quite some time. I mean, there hasn't been a great team in the Eastern Conference other than whatever team LeBron James is on since about 2011. And that was like an aging Celtics team. And so it's almost becoming a joke now to even drop the stat that LeBron James has made 8 straight finals. It's really just a joke or 7 straight finals. It's really a joke because, I mean, look at what we have here. We have another great player in the Eastern Conference leaving for the West for a guy that's heavily overpaid. I mean, Oladipo, I had to literally do a double take. This guy's making $21 million a year, and he's only averaging he averaged in the Houston series 10.8 points a game, and it looks like he was shooting 34% in that series. On the season a little better at 44%. It hits the three at an all right percentage. 36 it's not horrible, but I mean, if you're a stats guy, I mean, I'm looking for a guy that can hit the three at least a 40% plug. And so you're doing this without getting any draft picks, and also it weakens the Eastern Conference even more. So now, I mean, really the only team that can compete with the Cavs is if somehow Gordon Hayward decides to sign with either the Wizards or more likely the Boston Celtics. And I mean, I'd have to look here at what the Celtics salary cap, where they're at. Give me a second. Okay, so I mean, it looks like they definitely have about $20 million of wiggle room to sign him. So, I mean, there's a good chance that it looks like he'll probably go to Boston. I mean, but when you think about the Western Conference, there's just every year it's so competitive. Like, I even thought like even Utah was really competitive this year. Like, if anyone watched that Warriors versus the Utah series, I thought, even though they got swept, I thought they played the Warriors really well. And that's like a team, that's like a middle of the pack team in, the Western Conference, and they're competitive. Like they made the Warriors have to compete. The Cavs basically didn't have to compete till the NBA Finals, and then they got smoked. And so, I mean, if I'm Indiana, number one, let's shift from this being bad for the league. This is bad for Indiana. I mean, you're taking on a guy that doesn't average more than 15 points a game, and he's getting paid $21 million. Now, I know those TV deals kicked in, and obviously everybody's kind of, I don't want to say overpaid because the players deserve, their fair cut. I mean, around 50%, right around what the owners get. But, I mean, it's gotten to a point where you're like, dude, this guy doesn't average more than 15 points, and he's making $21 million a year. And number two, Indiana, you didn't get any draft picks. I mean, if I'm looking at the Lakers' offer, or at least what was reported, it was reported that the Lakers were offering both their, I think, the 27 and 29 pick, whatever, I forget what the second pick was. And then Jordan Clarkson, who actually has a really good contract he has basically the same averages as Oladipo. And I think the final year of his contract, he caps out at like $13 million, just over $13 million. And it's a 3-year deal. So, I mean, this guy has a lot of upside, and he's also only on a 3-year deal. It's not like he's a max player yet because, obviously he hasn't been in the league that long. And I've seen the guy work. Like, in the offseason, the guy puts work into his game. Anybody who is a fan of the Lakers, I personally, that's my team. I just think it was a way better deal, assuming that that's what the Lakers were offering. And if it wasn't the Lakers, I mean, somebody else had to have dangled picks in front of Indiana. I can't believe that the best offer they got was Oladipo and Sabonis, some rookie that didn't even make either the first or the second rookie team. I mean, the dude hardly played. I think he played I don't know how many minutes. I looked it up in the I think he had like 3 DNPs in that Houston series, so he didn't even play 3 of the games. And I'm like, dude, if Oladipo's so good, shifting back to him, I mean, his best game in the Houston series, he scored 15 points, got 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 2 steals. And that was basically his only decent game, and I don't even know if I'd call that decent. And so, if you're losing, I get it. You're not going to replace a top 10 player, but you also, I mean, you don't give him away for nothing. Even if he's making all kinds of threats, he's telling teams, "Oh, well, if you trade for me, it's only going to be a rental." I would just sit that out if I'm Indiana. And so, that's kind of where I want to wrap things up. I'm really disappointed at where we stand here as a basketball community. I think it was just bad for the league. I think the Eastern Conference got way less competitive. I hope these initial reports are off and they at least included a draft pick or possibly two, like, future second rounder or something. Like, I'm baffled. Anyways, those are my thoughts. I plan on making this podcast live. I currently have a DSLR camera, so working on getting, I want to get the right webcam and do some YouTube live stuff. But that's enough for now. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy it. I'm sure you'll see some updates soon. And bad for the league. Take care.